What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of B Swift's Guides Guide, powered by Eskenazi Health. I'm your host, B Swift. Today, I'm sitting here with my friend, Prosecutor Ryan Mears. How you doing, sir?
Man, I'm doing great. It's great to be here, and it's great to see you.
No, great to see you. Let's talk, because this event that we're doing today, expungements, driver's license reinstatements, we teamed up with you last year.
Yeah.
I think we helped over 500 people. I walked in this building a little bit before 11 o'clock. There's probably 500 people in the lobby. There's another 300 people outside. There's another 200 people back here sitting down. Why is this event important for you in your office?
Well, for me, it's about trying to help people. And I feel like if you're ever fortunate enough to be in a position like being the Marion County Prosecutor, your goal should try to be to help as many people as possible. And I meet too many good people in our community who want to do the right thing. They're just looking for that opportunity. And that opportunity today is helping people out with their driver's license, helping people out with prior criminal convictions, because I want to see people working. I want to see people find housing. And a lot of times, one of the barriers to that is a driver's license or a past criminal conviction. And so today is all about helping people and making a difference and keeping people out of the criminal justice system.
Nah, and I think that's important because with your job, you guys see repeat offenders. And I'm sure some of the times when in court or when you're having meetings behind the scenes, it's always, would he be in this trouble or she be in this trouble if they had better access to another way getting a driver's license? Because there's people like, I got a friend, driver's license suspended indefinitely, and we're trying to figure out how to get them back, right? And he like, but bro, I got to go to work. If I don't drive, I can't go to work. I got to be a dad. My kid needs me to take him to practice. Like, well, I'm going to get looked that bad. How do I help? And that's real important. How important in your office, like not just with you, when you sit down with the other team members, that they're like, we want to invest our time in this, because it's not just you here, it's everybody from your office here.
Yeah, and for me, like, we have to be an outcome-oriented office. Like, how can we make the biggest difference and have the biggest impact? And your example's exactly right. It doesn't do us any good to criminalize someone every time they take their kids to extracurricular activities. It doesn't do us any good to criminalize them if they're going to work or going to the church or going to school. And it doesn't really have a nexus with public safety. And so how can we eliminate that barrier and have people come in here and say, hey, we want to help you get your driver's license back because you driving on the street legally is good for the community. It allows you to not have to look over your shoulder every time you see a police officer. It allows you to kind of have that peace of mind to do the things you need to do to be a good dad, to be a good employee, to be a good spouse. And today's really about trying to provide all those opportunities. But what I want everybody to take away from the prosecutor's office and people involved in the criminal justice system is, what are we trying to solve?
Yeah.
How are we making the situation better? Are we problem solvers? And if we're doing that, I think we're going to make a difference. But you have to have that mindset and that mentality. And today is about we want to be outcome oriented. We want to put people in a better position than they otherwise would have been. Because let's be honest, the criminal justice system doesn't always get it right. It doesn't always produce the best outcomes. And this is an event that hopefully tries to level that playing field for a lot of people in our community.
No, and one thing I've noticed is with this event, it's not just you. There are a lot of community partners tagged in on this. Talk to me about some of those community partners.
Well, I mean, we feel so incredibly fortunate because we've got people from all around the city, the big law firms, the big companies, the Marion County Public Defender Agency, and all these different groups who want to come in and be a part of it because they see people are genuinely looking for help. You can't help but notice and see all these people out here who really are just looking for that opportunity. And so we feel very fortunate that everybody from the community is rallying around us. And then people like you and other people in the community help us kind of advertise it so we can serve as many people as possible.
No, and that's great. And this isn't the only event that the Marion County Prosecutor's Office is putting together. I'm nosy. I go to you guys' Facebook page all the time. And I understand you got more events through the summer. As summer ramps up, kids are out of school, and you're doing not just for adults, but for some of the youth in the city as well.
Well, for me, I'm always looking to create positive opportunities for us to interact with people where it's going to be positive. If the only time you talk to people is after something bad happens, you're not going to have a great relationship. And so what we're looking to do is, how can we create those positive interactions? We did a soccer camp last week. We're doing a basketball camp in July. We sponsor a basketball league on the east side with Anthony Hampton. Just trying to do those things to create natural opportunities for us to have conversations with kids and show people that the prosecutor's office cares. That's the biggest thing, because we serve the entire community. And the only way you can serve people is if you have a relationship.
Absolutely.
And you communicate with one another. And those are the things that we're trying to do this summer.
And I think that's amazing, because when I hear at one point, not now, but at one point when I hear prosecutor's office, it made me nervous. I got a little scared, because I'm like, yo, that's not good if I'm hearing their name, but now I'm starting to feel like it's becoming a place that, okay, they are not here just to put us away. They're here to actually help us from going there. And when you look at this event, you look at the things you're doing with the youth this summer, do you guys see an impact of people not returning to the system?
100%. And for us, like, we want to keep people out of the system. The reason why we're so focused on youth programming is I never want to see those kids. And, we just have so much incredible potential in our city. And the only way our city is going to realize its full potential is if we get the most out of our kids.
Absolutely.
And we see too many kids that are getting sidetracked with crazy things, whether it's guns or social media and all these different conflicts that are out there that are getting kids sidetracked. And I want to give kids the tools to be a leader in their neighborhood, on their block, in their community, on their team. So hopefully these types of activities don't happen.
No, and I know we did an event a few years ago with Voices, and we got a chance to sit down. And I still go out there once a month. I go hang with those youngsters, right? And they rotate programs. And when we did that event, a lot of them was like, man, the prosecutor, man, I don't want to talk to him. And I'm like, no, this is the time to talk to him, because if you got questions, this is it. And after you left out, they was like, I'm glad you did that, because I asked him this and this and this and this, and he told me the real answer. And I'm like, that's it. Like, everybody wants to help, not harm. You know what I mean?
And for us, like, it's also helpful to me because, we're doing a podcast series right now with young people. Mike Epps is a part of it, and some other people. Yeah, but it's talking about kids all around the city. And the question I ask every single kid is, why do so many young people feel the need to carry a gun? And we're having real conversations about that. And that's helpful for me as prosecutor. If I can understand where these kids are coming from, not only how can we put programming in place, but what can we do when we have connections with those individuals in the criminal justice system where we can have the biggest impact. But it starts with being able to understand kind of the world these kids live in, what they're experiencing, and why do they feel the need to have a gun. And so the podcast series has been really helpful to me because I'm seeing so many different kids with so many different perspectives who are facing a ton of challenges. And unfortunately, sometimes the solution to that challenge is walking around carrying a gun, which ultimately isn't going to benefit anybody in our community.
No, and I think that's amazing that you and Mike Epps teamed up. It's probably two people, right? You know what I mean? Mike being who he is with the influence, you doing what you're doing in the office and trying to find ways to stop and to help from getting there. If people want to see this podcast, because I know it's a work in progress, where will they be able to check this out?
So it's on our website. It's on all our social media. And it's not just with Mike. It's an entire series. And so we film these podcasts with kids all around the city who have been impacted by gun violence. Either they were a victim of gun violence, they were accused of gun violence, or they had a family member who was involved in gun violence. And they're sharing their stories and they're sharing their perspective. And they're, really digging deep into these conversations about why are people picking up a firearm when they're less than 18? How are they getting access to those firearms? And we also have honest conversations about social media. We're advertising this podcast on social media, but a lot of the violence that exists in our community originates on social media. And so talking to the kids about the stresses and the pressures of what takes place online, I always try to tell people, Instagram's not real life. No one's that pretty. No one has that much free time. No one travels that much. But that's what a lot of kids see.
Yeah.
And so they're aspiring for something that really is not realistic for anybody. And that creates a lot of tension sometimes in our community. And we're trying to have honest conversations about that.
I just, before I let you out of here, I'm going to ask you this, because when you get youngsters and teenagers to talk, it's tough. How the hell did you get them to talk?
It's if you give kids a microphone and you feel like, and they feel like you're genuinely interested in what they have to say, they're willing to open up. And that was the thing that I really loved about it. And really the cool thing for me about the podcast series was the kids that we partnered up with, we let them produce the podcast. Wow. We let them edit the podcast. So they're also developing skills in terms of how to be editors, how to post things online. They're developing, tangible skills. And so I think that made them more invested in the end product and the work product, because they're like, hey, I'm the producer on this. I want this to sound good and look good. So I got to give good content. And so really empowering them to kind of run the show, set the topics, but then also do all the behind the scenes work, I think really helped them become more involved and more engaged.
That's fire right there. Like, it's theirs. And a lot of the times we have conversations, we talk about us being in the rooms talking for them, but now it's them talking for them and getting the answers.
And also, like, empowering them to kind of take ownership of the issue, like, and not only educating me, but educating their friends.
Yeah.
And, kind of saying the unspoken part out loud about what's going on in our community. I learned a lot from it. Kendall Adams, who's deputy chief, participated in it. And of course, Mike was a part of it as well.
No, that's fire. Definitely excited to go check that out for myself, just to see the conversations. I appreciate you for stopping by. Before I let you go, if people want to tap in with you, your office, find out more about these type of events, because I know you guys do them and you hold workshops and the camps. How can people be involved with the Marion County Prosecutor?
Yeah, so visit us, all on our social media, on our Instagram page. But also, I got to direct people to just our government website, indy.gov/MCPO is going to have all these programs listed. And for individuals who are looking for help on driver's license or maybe that prior conviction, we're going to continue to host these second chance events throughout the summer. This is not a one-off. We're going to do more events. So visit it on our webpage. We can't tell you because you get too many people here, but we're going to try to get help as many people as possible at some of our smaller events around the city.
Listen, he's so serious when he say they're not telling me. He's like, Swift, we're going to do this, but we're not telling you nothing. Don't post it. Just wait. Just wait
Right.
till we get it out. But no, I appreciate you, the friendship, the partnerships that we've created. I think this is amazing, and I definitely want to continue. And thank you for taking time. I know you got to run. Like, people that don't know that's watching this, you're very hands-on in what's going on here.
It's all hands on deck. We got a lot of people to serve.
Yeah, no, and shout out to all the law students and lawyers that's doing this pro bono. I think that's amazing. All the community partners that's showing up with resources, giving out information to help people. Again, it's much appreciated. Ryan, thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
No problem. And today we're hanging out at the Second Chance program with the Marion County Prosecutor. And I got some of my friends from Eskenazi here with me, and they are a part of a program called Prescriptions for Help. I'm going to have them introduce themselves to everybody. We can start with you.
My name is Shonda Davis. I'm a licensed clinical social worker, and I'm a program manager for Prescription for Hope.
And I'm Jordan Bartlett. I am certified life coach and also one of the program managers for Prescription for Hope.
All right, so let's just talk to the people. We're not going to be long, kind of short, get to it, because I want people to understand and retain this information exactly. What is the purpose for Prescription for Hope?
So it's a hub for 3 different lanes of help. So we see individuals who are shot, stabbed, or assaulted. We have a program that works with criminal and justice involved individuals. And then we also do some youth prevention work. So, and the goal is to partner with people who are ready to make change. If you're not ready to make change, this program is not for you.
And I love what you said, right? Ready to make change. How do you get a person to admit that they're ready for change after being shot, stabbed, going through the justice system where they just probably feel like, I'm all right, I'm going back to doing what I did?
So our job is not really to get them to admit it, right? Like a lot of times we look at the circumstances that they're in and we just ask them, you know what I mean? So when we're talking about somebody that's been shot, stabbed, or assaulted, we're talking to them while they're still laying in that hospital bed. And there's a level of vulnerability while you're laying there that
Absolutely.
that's a little bit different. And so we do that because we don't know what it's going to look like once they go home. And so we have that conversation right then and there as individuals are coming home from incarceration, right? Like, you've been locked behind bars, and as soon as you get out, like, we want to know, are you ready to make some changes?
Now, let me ask you this, because you said you speak to them depending on the situation, whether they're fresh coming home, and some of them might still be in this hospital bed, right? How important, because you're not trying to get them to admit this, right? How important is their support system around them, whether it's mom, dad, auntie, husband, wife, brother, sister, and kind of tapping them on the shoulder saying, look what we in right now.
Right.
I don't know if you want to go through this. I know I don't.
Right.
I don't. Maybe we really should raise our hand and listen to what they're asking or talking about. Like, how important is that? Or is it important?
So I would say I want to say it's vital, but I think the reality is that we know most of our people don't have a good support system. That's the reality. And so we try to position ourselves where people understand that we're real people. Most of our people have been, have either grown up in the neighborhoods these people have grown up in, been touched by some part of the same things that they've been touched by. So I think by building a connection with them, we become an extension of a support system, because a lot of them don't have a good relationship with mom or dad or siblings or what have you. And so we try to really encourage them by saying, if you're going to step out of the boat, take this step of faith and do this, we got you. We're here for you. You might not have a lot of other people, but we're going to try to help you build a network of people. So we're going to work with them. Maybe we're going to refer them to a community partner. They're going to have that support system. So we get people to see a support system in a different lens a different way.
I think sometimes we even will use the lack of support system as motivation. So sometimes they don't have the support because of their lifestyle, they burned a lot of bridges with family and things like that. And so we're able to use that as a motivation to say like, hey, we'll come and walk alongside you so that you can show mom or brother or whoever it is that maybe you burn those bridges with, that you're making some changes, and we'll support you until you can. I think another way we do that is using their lifestyle as motivation for the support, because some of them, like, they'll tell you like, oh, I have to be out here in the streets because I got to take care of so-and-so. Right. And we're like, okay, well, here's the problem. Now so-and-so has to take care of you because you don't have anything to lose by trying to do the right thing.
Yeah.
No, and that's fine. That makes sense. Now, say I'm here. I say, you know what? I like what you guys are talking about. I want to try this. How long is this program? Is this something that, oh, y'all only dealing with me while I'm in this hospital bed and maybe 2 days after I'm released and y'all go on about y'all way because y'all done gave me access? Or is this something that's like, no, we are fully committed until you say, hey, I'm in a great space. I went from in the streets or in jail and I got a great job. My family's together. I'm okay. Thank you for everything. I appreciate it. Like, how does this work?
Well, and that length of time is different for everybody. Maybe you only need us for 3 months. Get back on your feet, what have you. We're going to get you, support you through. Maybe you need disability because you've been shot, whatever it is. And that's all you need because you've got a fantastic support system. But maybe you don't have anyone and you want to take a trade certification, finish high school, whatever that is. We're going to do every step of the way. We had a client who came to us, I think when he was 16, he finished high school. Then he went to college. Now he wants another degree. We helped him form a better relationship with his parents.
Right.
So he's been with our program over 2 years now. So that walk looks different for everybody.
Yeah, we always say it's needs based.
Yeah.
So, everybody's needs are different, and we base how long you're with us. And on top of that, even if we say successfully discharge you, if something happens in a major crisis event or something happens, you can come back.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we always keep that door open. There's not really a minimum. As a matter of fact, for those that have been shot, stabbed, and assaulted, while they're in the hospital, they see somebody from our staff every day, whether they sign up for our program or not.
And that's dope. Because, again, sometimes we might not see that door that we need to walk in right away. And like you say, oh, I got in trouble again, or near life experience. You know what? Hey, I was a fool the first time a little bit. I wasn't thinking. I wasn't seeing clearly. Help me, please.
They come back. We had someone come. We can't enroll you if, obviously if you're incarcerated. She served her time. She came back after a year and said, okay, I'm ready.
Jordan, with you being a life coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
The way you speak to people is different because it's about motivation and helping them. How important is that side of you to somebody?
So always attribute it just like with sports, man. And it's just like, my job is not to tell you what to do. Like, my job is to give you the game, tell you what your options are, give you the tools that you need to kind of figure it out, on your own. Just like with sports, every player is motivated differently. Every player every player has different skill sets and strengths and things like that. So, being able to just help people to recognize, what their strengths are, even some things maybe I should stay away from, at least at this time, help you to find what inspires and motivates you. And even the transition from that, right? Like, motivation only going to get you so far. At some point, discipline got to kick in.
Yep.
Right. So we go through those steps, and, we just try to make sure that people have the tools because our job, again, is like, we don't want you to have to need us.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, we want to get you to a place where you have the tools to start to figure things out on your own.
What is the youngest that somebody can jump in? Because, again, we got teenagers that's going through things, and we all know we were teenagers. We can sometimes be a little bullheaded and not want to listen. But is there a certain age limit that can come and be a part of this program, or is it just open to everyone?
So honestly, it is going to be circumstantial. Teenagers, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Teenagers, yes. Regardless of if it's a prevention effort, intervention effort, reentry effort, teenagers, yes. Once you get below that, it's circumstantial.
It's rich. Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? We have to see if we're going to be the best program for you. And I think that's something we hang our hats on. If the answer is not us, we don't just leave you. We will walk you through trying to find the right place.
That's dope.
So yeah, that's kind of open-ended. I know it's not really a direct answer, but
no, it's a great answer
Yeah.
because to at least know that if it happens and I do come across your path, that you might not be it, but you're willing to help me going away. That's all I can ask, right?
Yeah.
If I want something better for a child, that's whether it's mine or somebody I know, I just want the help.
I mean, I think we all know like this climate
Yeah.
is really, really changing with the youth. And so we are trying to make sure that we are well equipped to help and support. You know, Jordan and I talked about not just the child, but the family.
We try to handle everything very uniquely to make sure everybody and every family is getting what they need.
What are things that the community could do to support Prescription for Hope?
The programs overall are about collaboration, but my experience before this was sales. So it was all about networking, all about connection. If we are like-minded in our community and the goal is the patient, the client, then that's what matters. So to me, it is whatever it takes. I was having a conversation with somebody not that long ago when we really were talking about how our communities used to be formed. You know, we had almost everything we needed in our communities, right?
Absolutely.
Like, so you had the church, you had the grandmother, you had the community center. And so I feel like really if we could kind of get back to that, we are only going to do that if we come together, you know, and kind of link arms and say, not our children, not our community, and we want change. We're only going to be able to do that if people come together.
Absolutely.
I would agree. I mean, a lot of what we do, we provide a lot of services in-house, but there's so many things that we don't do directly, and we need agencies and people and individuals to be able to refer to make sure that our clients get what they need. Like Shonda said, there's no competition. Unfortunately, crime and violent rates keep going up. So that means that there's more than enough work for all of us to be doing. And the reality is, if we're not all doing it together collaboratively, like we're always going to be behind the eight ball.
And it makes sense, like you said, because there's some things you can't do.
Yeah.
So I would love to be able to say, it's not us,
Yeah.
but go talk to this person
Absolutely.
and we know them. So
Yep.
please, it's an extension. Like it's no competition when we all fighting for the same goal, right? To end all the craziness that's going on. If people want to tap in with you, how do they make that
I
happen?
think the easiest way is really the phone number.
Yeah.
And even though I'm going to give this phone number, I'm going to say, you know how to reach Eskenazi Hospital. Call and ask for the program. But it's the Prescription for Hope number, which is, again, a hub for all of our programs, is 317-880-3547.
Okay.
So 880-3547. So that's the number. Call that number. And if you forget the number, call the hospital and they will get you connected.
Yeah, they'll transfer it.
Yeah.
And then, like, everybody's emails at Eskenazi are all the same. So,
Your first
you know,
simple.
first name
Dot
dot
your
last
last
name at eskenazihealth.edu.
Okay.
So I'm Jordan.Bartlett at eskenazihealth.edu.
Do you guys have any events coming up that people should be aware of that you know you're going to be at?
Robin, with the IMPD community days, those are on their websites.
If people want you to come to their event, you're
We will
willing?
come.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Use the number.
Absolutely.
Said it 10 times. Use the number. Call and they'll make it happen. I just want to say thank you for taking some time. I know we did this last year, and I appreciate you guys being amazing partners and always coming through.
And thank you for having us back.
Yeah,
You
we
know,
appreciate it.
that's always a good sign. You get invited back somewhere. That's
Right.
it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And once again, Guys Guy with B Swift, powered by Eskenazi Health. This is another episode, and we'll see you on the next one.